Whether hidden in the jungle shadows or silently crossing the open plains, the leopard is a master of stealth and speed. With golden fur covered in rosettes, it's not just stunning, it's a silent assassin, capable of taking down prey in the blink of an eye. Leopards don't roar like lions or hunt in packs like wild dogs. They fight alone, quietly, efficiently. But what happens when they pick the wrong target? This video dives into the leopard's most unexpected and intense battles in the wild, where the hunter can suddenly become the hunted. Get ready for a wild ride through a world ruled by power and brutality. Next, the wild boar, with its thick fur and sharp tusks, is a strong and stubborn animal, known for its endurance and ability to fight back when threatened. It can defend itself with powerful attacks, especially when facing predators. However, when facing the leopard, a swift and powerful predator, the wild boar will face a significant challenge. The leopard, with its ability to strike unexpectedly and its agility, can easily find the wild boar's weak spots. Despite the wild boar's strength and resilience, the leopard remains a formidable challenge in this life and death battle. From above, the leopard suddenly pounced like a living arrow, seizing the wild boar. The surprise attack left the boar stunned, but with its strong survival instincts, it immediately retaliated fiercely, using its strength and sharp tusks to fight back relentlessly, turning the hunt into a brutal confrontation between predator and prey. The leopard clamped tightly onto the wild boar's neck, forcing it down to the ground, denying the prey any chance to resist. The wild boar, in pain, desperately struggled, kicking up a cloud of dust, turning the area white. But the deep wound and its weakening strength caused it to collapse. In the end, the wild boar became the leopard's prey, an inevitable outcome in the wild world. While passing through a dense forest, the leopard inadvertently got too close to a wild boar's den. Suddenly, from the dark cave, an adult wild boar charged out with ferocity, chasing and attacking with relentless force. The violent charges and loud roars sent the leopard into a panic. Caught off guard by a strong and aggressive opponent, the leopard quickly turned and fled, disappearing into the thick foliage. It seemed the encounter was over, but what no one expected happened. A short time later, the leopard silently returned. Taking advantage of the moment when the adult boar was absent, it stealthily entered the den. With its agility and calculating hunting instincts, it carried off a weak, defenseless piglet as its prize and disappeared deep into the forest, taking the prey back to its lair. On the sun-scorched savanna, a leopard silently tracked a lone jackal. Eyes cold, body tense with power, it waited patiently for the perfect moment. When the jackal stepped into range, the leopard struck like lightning. One swift pounce, a fatal bite to the neck, the jackal never had a chance. In seconds, the hunt was over. The leopard grabbed its kill and quietly disappeared, leaving only a faint trail of blood fading into the heat of the wild. Spotting a wild boar carcass in the dry grass, a pack of jackals moved in, hoping for a free meal. But they didn't know the real predator was watching from the shadows. Suddenly, a leopard burst from the bushes, growling and attacking the intruders without warning. What followed was a fierce fight, snarls, lunges, and chaos. With raw power and cold precision, the leopard drove the jackals away, securing its meal and keeping the scavengers at bay. On the scorching desert floor, a wild dog lay sound asleep under the burning sun, unaware of the danger closing in. From a distance, a leopard moved in silently, each step light as air, eyes locked onto its careless prey. Once within striking range, it lunged without hesitation. The attack was precise, hitting a weak spot. In seconds, it became the latest kill of the silent predator, the leopard. In the thick bush, a wild dog curled up under a tree, fast asleep in the midday heat. Not a sound, not a clue. But the calm was short-lived. A leopard, catching the scent of prey, crept in each step light as air, eyes locked on the sleeping target. Then, in a flash, it struck. The wild dog had no time to react. Trapped in the leopard's jaws, it was dragged away in seconds. Next up is the baboon. Across Africa's forests and wide-open savannas, baboons and leopards often cross paths in nature's harsh cycle. Baboons live in large, tightly organized groups. They always have lookouts on duty. With sharp eyesight and keen hearing, they can spot predators from far away. On the other side, the leopard is a master of stealth. It hunts alone, moving with patience and silence. Hidden in tall grass or dense leaves, it waits for one careless moment. If a young baboon strays or the group drops its guard, the leopard strikes. Clashes between the two are common, an essential part of the survival game. In this world, one small mistake can cost a life. Silent as a shadow, the leopard approaches the riverbank where a loud troop of baboons has gathered. This is clearly their territory. Driven by thirst, the leopard takes the risk, stepping into danger with extreme caution. Every move is a balance between survival instinct and looming threat. As it lowers its head to drink, the moment feels calm. But that silence is short-lived. One baboon spots the intruder and sounds the alarm. The whole troop erupts in screams, charging in full fury. Faced with the angry mob, the leopard knows it's crossed the line. It doesn't dare fight a raging group. It turns and retreats immediately. Behind it, the cool river remains, along with the echoing cries of those who won't tolerate trespassers. Like a ghost, the leopard moves through the thick grass without a sound. Each step is a perfect mix of patience and killer instinct. Up ahead, a baboon digs in the dirt, unaware of the cold eyes watching it. Just a few steps away, the leopard suddenly bolts. Its muscles tighten, launching it like an arrow through the wind. The baboon lets out one terrified cry before it's slammed to the ground. It's over in seconds. Without hesitation, the leopard holds its prey with practiced precision. Cold and focused, it finishes the hunt like a predator used to winning. In a land where only the strong survive, it quietly proves once again it rules in silence. Starting with the hyena, with its eerie laugh and relentless hunting instincts, it is one of the most fearsome animals in the wild. Although not as strong as lions or leopards, the hyena stands out for its intelligence and ability to hunt in packs. They succeed in hunting through coordinated tactics, focusing on weaker prey or stealing from other predators. However, when facing the leopard, a powerful and agile animal, the hyena faces a significant challenge. The leopard, with its perfect hunting skills and incredible speed, makes it difficult for the hyena to attack or steal from it. In these encounters, the leopard can easily overcome the hyena due to its strength and solitary combat abilities, forcing the hyena to hesitate and retreat. The leopard clamped tightly onto the prey and quickly climbed up the tree, escaping from the scavengers below. However, as it reached a high branch, a careless mistake caused the prey to slip from its jaws and fall to the ground. Immediately, a hyena waiting below rushed in, snatching the carcass and carrying it away. The leopard could only watch in astonishment and helplessness as its prize slipped out of reach. With lightning speed, the leopard suddenly charged, stealing the prey right from under the hyena's nose. Caught off guard, the hyena could only growl in frustration as the leopard swiftly grabbed the carcass and climbed up into the tall tree. On the safe branches, the leopard leisurely enjoyed its feast, keeping well out of reach of the scavengers below. The African wild dog, with its intelligent hunting tactics and exceptional pack coordination, is a formidable predator. However, when facing the leopard, a swift and cunning predator, they encounter a significant challenge. The leopard, with its superb attacking skills, can easily dodge the wild dog's attacks, making them cautious. Despite the wild dog's numbers, the leopard remains an extremely dangerous opponent. The pack of African wild dogs suddenly charged, attacking the leopard from all sides. Surrounded and alone, the leopard used all its strength to resist in desperate defense. One wild dog unexpectedly bit into its belly, causing excruciating pain as the leopard writhed in agony. Though its body bled and pain spread throughout, the leopard remained resilient, refusing to fall. After a breathless struggle, it found a gap and quickly leapt out of the trap, barely escaping with its life. On the edge of the forest, the leopard was suddenly attacked by a pack of African wild dogs. Although overwhelmed by their numbers, it courageously fought back with determination. In the struggle, the leopard seized the opportunity to land a deadly blow, taking down one of the wild dogs, before immediately leaping up into the tall trees to escape. The brief battle ended with both loss and the sharp survival instincts of the solitary predator. African wild dogs are tactical masters on the savanna. They hunt in packs, working in perfect coordination, relentlessly pursuing their prey until there is no escape. In contrast, the cheetah is a solitary predator, relying on its agility and ability to deliver precise, lightning-fast strikes. On one side is the strength of the collective, on the other the superior speed of the individual. Despite their different methods, both are fierce and dangerous predators, among the most formidable in Africa. In the vast grasslands, the African wild dog pack surrounds the cheetah, thinking it will give up and retreat in the face of the pack's strength. The cheetah is crouching down, enjoying its meal in the grasslands when the African wild dogs begin to appear. They are not in a hurry, silently observing and slowly closing in from all directions. Gradually, the cheetah fails to realize it is surrounded. When the cheetah turns away for a moment, the pack strikes all at once. In an instant, they snatch the prey away, leaving the cheetah standing still, exhausted and regretful, watching them go empty-handed. And then there's the lion ruler of the savannah, with a thunderous roar and unmatched power. Every step shakes the ground, warning rivals and striking fear into prey. But strength alone doesn't write every legend. Are you ready to witness this quiet but intense showdown? A lion quietly tracked a lone leopard, moving slowly but steadily to close the distance and wait for the right moment. But the leopard's sharp survival instincts kicked in. It sensed the danger. The moment it locked eyes with the stalking lion, it bolted. Using its speed and agility, the leopard dashed away and climbed up a nearby tree in seconds, leaving the lion below staring up, helpless. In the forests and savannas of Africa, baboons and leopards often cross paths in daily life. Baboons live in large organized troops and stay alert to danger at all times. Their sharp vision and hearing help them spot predators from far away. Leopards, on the other hand, are solitary hunters that quietly stalk their prey. They wait for the right moment, especially when a baboon lets its guard down or a young one strays. These encounters are a regular part of nature, where one mistake can mean life or death. The leopard quietly approaches the stream, where a troop of baboons has taken over the area. Driven by thirst, it risks entering this dangerous zone, but the loud noise from the baboons keeps it on alert. As soon as it lowers its head to drink, the calm breaks. The baboons quickly spot the unwelcome guest. They scream and charge with clear aggression. Outnumbered and overwhelmed by their hostile energy, the leopard has no choice. It leaves the water behind and retreats into the forest, away from the angry troop. With light steps like floating over grass, the leopard quietly moves toward its prey. Its cold, sharp eyes lock onto a baboon busy digging for food, completely unaware. Just a few steps away, the leopard suddenly bursts forward like an arrow. The baboon lets out a startled cry but is taken down instantly by a lightning-fast pounce. It all happens in a flash. The predator doesn't waste a second, securing the kill with precision. In the harsh wild, the leopard once again proves it's the silent master of the hunt. The leopard suddenly charges into a troop of baboons, targeting a young one separated from its mother. It expects an easy catch, but things quickly spiral out of control. Instead of panicking, the baboons regroup and fight back from all sides. Sharp fangs, claws, and furious screams form a chaotic circle around the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard is overwhelmed and retreats into the forest. But the baboons don't stop. They chase after it, determined to teach the hunter a lesson it won't forget. Hidden beneath thick grass, the leopard stays still like a shadow, eyes locked on a lone baboon approaching. When the distance is just right, it launches like an arrow, closing in within seconds and landing a fatal pounce. The baboon falls, its scream echoing through the bushes and alerting the entire troop. They scream back and rush in, hoping to save their fellow. But it's too late. The leopard holds its prey tight in its sharp jaws, leaving behind the desperate cries of the troop. First up is the hyena. In the wild, hyenas are often misunderstood as scavengers, but in reality, they're tough, organized hunters. Living in strict hierarchies, hyena packs can take down prey much larger than themselves. Their teamwork and ambush tactics are highly effective. They have incredibly strong jaws, able to crush bone, and their eerie laughter often signals that death is near. In contrast, the leopard is a silent lone predator. It doesn't attack head-on. It hides, strikes fast, then disappears. Even with its strength and hunting skill, the leopard stays cautious around hyenas, especially when alone on open ground. Clashes between these two are battles of brains and brute force. One relies on deadly silence, the other on overwhelming numbers and grit. In a world where only the adaptable survive, every leopard-hyena encounter is a fight with no room for mercy. With footsteps light as air, the leopard silently creeps toward a lone hyena. Distracted and without its pack, the hyena doesn't sense the danger. The leopard waits for the perfect moment. Then it bolts like an arrow through the wind. A powerful pounce lands hard. Its sharp teeth lock onto a vital spot. The hyena collapses after a few seconds of struggle. Wasting no time, the leopard drags the carcass up a tree. There, away from other predators, the meal becomes its private prize. A dramatic showdown unfolds on the grassland as a leopard spots a hyena trying to drag off a kill it had already marked. With superior speed and incredible agility, the leopard charges in. It strikes with its claws and lands a direct hit. Stunned by the fierce attack, the hyena retreats, leaving the carcass behind. Wasting no time, the leopard grabs the prey and climbs up a tall tree. Below, the hyena watches in shock, powerless to take back what was just stolen by a faster, bolder rival. With its prey clamped in its jaws, the leopard quickly drags the kill away. But it doesn't get far before two aggressive hyenas spot it. Fast and reckless as always, they charge in hard. The leopard has to drop the kill to save itself. Outnumbered, it retreats into the bushes. But a predator's instinct doesn't give up easily. When the hyenas let their guard down, the leopard suddenly returns to reclaim its meal. The hyenas react fast. They snarl and chase the leopard deep into the forest. They guard the stolen prize fiercely, sending a clear message. In this harsh land, there's no room for hesitation or weakness. While patrolling its usual hunting grounds, the leopard spots a brown hyena quietly entering its territory. Without hesitation, it charges forward at lightning speed, growling in warning. And the leopard just proved it will defend its land at all costs. On the dry grassland, a tense standoff unfolds between a leopard and a hyena over a fresh kill. The leopard made the kill first. But the noise draws in an opportunist. The hyena shows up, growling and moving in with bold steps. The leopard tries to hold onto its prize, but the hyena's stubbornness and aggression shift the balance. In a split second, the hyena snatches the carcass and drags it away. The leopard is left staring, powerless and stunned. Finally, the hedgehog, with its sharp spines and the ability to curl into a protective ball, is a superb defender. However, when facing the leopard, a swift and skilled predator, the hedgehog will face a great challenge. Although the hedgehog's spines can be difficult to deal with, the leopard, with its precise attacking skills, can easily find weak spots and overcome the hedgehog's defenses. By the roadside, a family of hedgehogs moved slowly, searching for food. Suddenly, a leopard appeared, approaching with a cold, predatory gaze. It quickly targeted the young hedgehog, a small prey, seemingly easy to devour. However, the father and mother hedgehogs immediately reacted. Both charged forward, enveloping their young in a living wall of spines, an impenetrable defense. Each strike from the leopard was blocked by hundreds of sharp spines. The hunger drove the leopard to become reckless, but the retaliatory strikes from the hedgehog's spines caused it to be wounded repeatedly. Gradually, its strength waned, and the leopard had no choice but to retreat, abandoning the meal it had once thought would be easy. Once again, resilience and family bonds saved the tiny life in the deep forest. In the Sahara Desert, under the scorching heat, two leopards wandered, searching for prey. This time, their target was two tiny hedgehogs. As the leopards moved closer with the intent to attack, the hedgehogs immediately huddled together, erecting a wall of sharp spines for defense. The leopards repeatedly pounced lightly, testing for weaknesses in the defensive barrier, but the dense and sturdy spines kept them from getting close. In the end, the leopards were left powerless, watching as the prey slowly retreated into the scorching desert heat with a look of regret in their eyes. The leopard, desperate from hunger after a long period of unsuccessful hunting, recklessly attacked a hedgehog. Unaware of the danger, it used its paws and teeth to strike, only to be pierced deeply by the sharp spines of the hedgehog. In pain, it withdrew, then returned with renewed determination to kill the prey despite its injuries. The hedgehog's spines have tiny barbed tips that easily penetrate but are incredibly difficult to remove, making it impossible for the leopard to dislodge them. Though the hedgehog didn't shoot its spines, just a simple touch causes them to burrow deep into the predator's flesh. Many predators, having experienced this danger, tend to avoid hedgehogs. Pierced through the tissues and unable to handle the damage, the leopard suffered excruciating pain. Although it eventually killed the hedgehog to eat, a few days later, it was found dead from infection and exhaustion. A tragic end for a predator defeated by its tiny prey. Buffaloes are among the toughest warriors of the African savanna. With massive bodies, strong, curved horns like steel shields, and unshakable herd unity, they stand their ground when threatened. Instead of fleeing, they turn to fight, sparking confrontations that even the fiercest predators think twice about. But hidden in the quiet brush, the leopard is always watching. It doesn't charge head-on, it stalks patiently, waiting for that brief moment when a calf strays or falls behind. That's when its killer instinct kicks in. With one precise pounce and a fatal bite to the throat, this small cat can bring down prey many times its size, then haul the kill up a tree to avoid scavengers. One side has brute strength and fearless loyalty. The other, cold precision and lightning-fast reflexes. The clash between leopard and buffalo paints a perfect picture of the wild, brutal, majestic, and a place where only the strong, in their own way, survive. Perched on a low branch across the vast savanna, the leopard stays perfectly still, blending into the thick green leaves like a shadow. Below, a herd of buffalo has surrounded the tree, their eyes sharp and bodies tense, growling in defense after spotting the leopard's failed ambush on a calf. From above, the leopard watches anxiously, its heartbeat rising with every movement of the herd. As the buffaloes shift their attention and a small opening appears, the leopard leaps from the branch, slipping through teeth. The leopard creeps silently toward the herd of buffalo, its eyes like daggers, locked onto a young calf standing alone at the edge, the perfect target. It lowers its body to the ground, every muscle tense, ready to strike with a deadly leap. But just then, a faint sound breaks the silence, shattering the deadly calm. As if triggered by instinct, the herd instantly shifts into defense mode. The adult buffalo charge forward with force, horns lowered, fiercely protecting their vulnerable member. Sensing danger, the leopard springs into retreat, leaping onto a nearby tree and climbing high into the canopy, vanishing into the leaves. Another hunt failed by mere seconds. Hidden deep in the tall, thick grass, the leopard quietly watches a herd of buffalo grazing under the savanna sun. It doesn't rush its focus, locked on a young calf standing alone at the edge, weak and vulnerable. Softly, almost soundless, the leopard creeps closer, preparing for a lightning-fast strike. The upgraded true approached and aided by light. But just as it's about to pounce, a nearby adult buffalo spots the movement. Without hesitation, it lowers its head and charges like a storm, sharp horns aimed at the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard has no choice but to leap up and retreat into the brush, abandoning the ambush. The hunt ends before it begins thanks to the buffalo's sharp instincts and fierce loyalty to the herd. On the vast African savanna, the wildebeest is a familiar yet challenging prey for predators. With their muscular bodies, impressive speed, and the ability to move in tight herds, they are not easily brought down. However, the cheetah, the fastest animal on the planet, is a formidable opponent. With a top speed of up to 120 kilometers per hour and the ability to accelerate almost instantly, the cheetah can close the gap in just a few seconds. In life and death chases, they often target the young or the old within the herd to gain easier control. Every encounter between a cheetah and a wildebeest is a battle of speed, skill, and survival instincts, where even a split second of hesitation can cost the prey its life. In the scorching desert, the cheetah spots a lone young antelope, separated from the herd. Without hesitation, it immediately shoots forward like an arrow slicing through the wind, leaving a cloud of dust behind. In an instant, the cheetah closes in on the target and delivers a precise strike from behind, sending the prey tumbling to the sand. The young antelope struggles desperately, but the superior strength and godlike speed of the cheetah seal its fate. The hunt ends swiftly, a living testament to the prowess of the fastest predator in this harsh land. Amid the steady rain at the edge of the forest, the herd of wildebeests quietly grazes, preparing for the difficult migration journey ahead. But as they near the swamp's edge, they unknowingly fall within the sights of two cheetahs lying in ambush. Realizing the opportunity has arrived, one cheetah suddenly leaps out like a lightning bolt, targeting a young wildebeest moving slowly. At the same time, the second cheetah immediately coordinates, attacking from another direction. With speed and pinpoint accuracy, both quickly subdue the prey, striking at its weak point before it can react. In an instant, the wildebeest collapses. Right by the water's edge, beneath the damp canopy of the rain-soaked forest, the two predators enjoy their hard-earned prize, a perfect hunt under the cold, steady rain. Hidden beneath the tall grass, the cheetah carefully watches the young wildebeest, which has unknowingly strayed from the herd. Every movement of the prey is within the predator's sights, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When the distance is close enough, the cheetah suddenly bolts forward like a lightning strike, using its superior speed to chase and deliver a blow from behind. After several unsuccessful attempts, the cheetah is forced to retreat, leaving the young wildebeest escaping into safety. Hidden quietly at the edge of the savanna, the cheetah pack patiently watches the herd of wildebeests grazing, completely unaware of the approaching danger. When a careless young wildebeest strays from the herd and lets its guard down, the golden opportunity arises. One cheetah immediately springs out like a lightning bolt, targeting the prey's vulnerable throat and delivering a fatal blow. The young wildebeest struggles desperately, but it's too late. The other cheetahs quickly join in, working together to finish off the prey. The attack ends in the blink of an eye, neat, cold, and frighteningly precise. With a powerful pounce, the cheetah quickly takes down the young wildebeest, gripping its neck tightly, not giving it a chance to react. Immediately, its partner appears from the opposite side, forming a pincer to trap the wildebeest. In a situation where it is caught between two lightning-fast predators, the wildebeest seems to have no way out. The breathless chase between predator and prey continues, where even the slightest mistake could determine the fate. On the vast grasslands of the savanna, the herd of zebras and wildebeests graze leisurely under the gentle sunlight, unaware that danger is lurking. Not far off, two cheetahs are hidden in the tall grass, their sharp eyes tracking every movement of their prey. They move silently like shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When a careless young antelope strays from the herd, the opportunity arises. The two predators spring forward like lightning, closing in on their prey with terrifying speed, seizing the vulnerable neck. In just a few brief seconds, the young antelope collapses, its life ending in silence, becoming the well-earned prize for the hunt of the fastest creatures on the planet. As the first light of day spreads across the African savanna, black and white stripes move in sync through the endless sea of grass. Zebras, icons of the wild, stand out not just for their looks, but for their fierce survival instincts. They live in close kit herds, always ready to defend one another from danger. But even unity has its limits, especially when the threat is nature's speedmaster, Hiding in the tall grass is the cheetah, the fastest predator on the planet. It doesn't need brute strength. Just one moment, one burst, one strike, and it's over in seconds. The cheetah hunts not with power, but with precision, speed, and a killer instinct shaped by millions of years of evolution. Today, its eyes are locked on a young zebra that's wandered too far from the group. This isn't just a chase, it's a showdown between speed and grit, between instinct and defiance. On one side, a cold-blooded hunter. On the other, prey that refuses to give in. Can the zebra escape with quick thinking and raw determination? Or will it fall to a perfect predator? Don't look away. This fight isn't just about strong versus weak. It's nature telling its story with speed, violence, and moments you'll never see coming. Under the blazing sun of the savannah, a coalition of cheetahs moves like living arrows, working in perfect sync to corner a zebra desperately trying to escape. They fan out, closing in from every direction, leaving the prey with no way out. The zebra fights back fiercely, but against the cheetah's speed and calculated ambush, it doesn't stand a chance. In seconds, claws and sharp teeth sink deep into its body. The cheetahs begin tearing into their hard-earned prize, the scent of blood mixing with the dust in the air. Another brutal victory for the fastest predators on Earth. Chaos erupts on the savannah as the zebra herd bolts in panic. The cheetahs have launched a surprise attack from behind. In the thick cloud of dust, a young zebra falls behind, instantly catching the attention of the fastest predators on Earth. The cheetahs close in like living arrows, covering the distance in seconds. One perfect strike, and the young zebra goes down, with no chance to fight back. Sharp claws and raw power finish the job quickly. The chase is over in moments, and the exhausted cheetahs begin their bloody feast. In this unforgiving land, even a split-second mistake can cost a life. With a lightning-fast pounce, the cheetah grabs the young zebra and slams it to the ground. Without hesitation, the mother charges in, ramming the predator with her body, trying to push it off her baby. After several desperate hits, the cheetah is forced to let go. The injured foal, trembling and bleeding, manages to stand and stumble away. For a moment, it feels like a miracle, like it just escaped death. But the cheetah isn't done. Locked in on its target, it quickly picks up the trail and closes the gap in seconds. One final leap, and this time, there's no escape. The chase ends in heartbreak, another harsh reminder of how brutal nature can be. On the scorched savannah, a group of cheetahs races forward like living arrows, locked onto a single target, a young zebra that just broke away from the herd. The mother immediately turns back, chasing after them with everything she's got, determined to protect her baby at all costs. Other adult zebras join the chase, forming a desperate defensive line. But the cheetahs won't be stopped. With incredible speed, they weave through every gap, never losing focus. In nature, a mother's love can spark hope, but sometimes even that isn't enough to fight the brutal law of the wild. On the vast African savanna, wildebeests are relentless migrants, moving in huge herds to find water and food. They cross dry lands and face constant threats along the way. One of those threats is the leopard, a lone, fast, and patient predator. Leopards don't strike at random. They wait for the right moment, usually when a wildebeest is separated from the herd. Even though wildebeests are strong and quick, one slip can cost them everything. In this harsh land, where danger hides behind every bush, the battle between predator and prey never stops. And most of the time it's over in just a few seconds. Hidden in thick grass, the leopard watches a herd of wildebeests grazing ahead. It stays completely silent, body tense, waiting for the right moment to strike. Then, in a split second, it launches like an arrow. Sharp claws grab a young wildebeest standing near the edge of the herd. A loud cry echoes, and the herd panics, kicking up a storm of dust across the field. The leopard bites down on the prey's neck, giving it no chance to fight back. The hunt ends in just a few short seconds. From a shallow den, the leopard quietly creeps out, eyes locked on a young wildebeest nearby. Without making a sound, it crouches low and suddenly charges from behind. The calf panics, startled by the attack. But before the leopard can finish the strike, the mother spots it. She rushes in fast, head down, and drives her sharp horns straight at the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard backs off and quickly runs away. The hunt fails. Once again, a mother's instinct saves her calf from death. Hidden behind a rocky ledge, the leopard stays completely still. Its cold, sharp eyes track every step of a young wildebeest, unknowingly getting closer. It waits, patient and precise. As the calf walks past, the leopard strikes like lightning. In a split second, it lands a perfect pounce and grabs the prey in one clean move. No hesitation, no chance for the wildebeest to react. The ambush is fast, clean, and leaves no room for escape. Across the scorched savanna, a tense chase unfolds. The leopard sprints like a bullet, staying close behind a wildebeest trying to escape. In a split second, it leaps and brings the prey down hard. Wasting no time, the leopard bites into the wildebeest's neck, a fatal weak spot. The prey struggles in panic, but its strength fades quickly. Seconds later, it's over. The leopard wins. From a high tree branch, the leopard quietly watches the wildebeest herd below. Its eyes lock onto a lone calf that has wandered away. Sensing the moment, it jumps down and charges like lightning toward the target. But just as it gets ready to strike, a mother wildebeest suddenly charges in. Caught off guard by her fierce reaction, the leopard backs off. It leaps back into the tree and gives up the hunt. On a peaceful grassland, a herd of wildebeests grazes, unaware of the danger creeping closer. Not far away, a group of leopards silently moves in, each step quiet and careful. Once close enough, they all charge at once, launching a sudden attack. The wildebeests panic and scatter, but they're surrounded from all sides. The leopards move in sync, giving the prey no chance to escape. Despite its efforts to fight back, the wildebeest quickly tires and is brought down. The hunt ends and the prey becomes a meal for the entire leopard group. On the vast plains of Africa, wildebeest are a common target, but far from an easy one. With strong, muscular builds, powerful legs, and impressive speed, they also move in tight, disciplined herds, always alert and ready to react. It makes them a true challenge for any predator. But the cheetah is built for this challenge. With near-instant acceleration and top speeds reaching 120 km/h, it can close the gap in seconds. Cheetahs often single out the weakest member of the herd, where even a brief moment of distraction can be fatal. Every chase between a cheetah and a wildebeest is a heart-pounding battle where speed, strategy, and survival instincts collide in a matter of seconds. In those fleeting moments, nature reveals its raw beauty, precision, and cruelty, where strength doesn't always win, but even the smallest mistake means certain defeat. Hidden in the tall grass at the edge of the savanna, a cheetah quietly watches a young wildebeest that has strayed from the herd. The calf moves carelessly, unaware that every step is being tracked by one of nature's top predators. Once the gap is close enough, the cheetah explodes forward like lightning, aiming for a quick takedown from behind. But something unexpected happens. Instead of fleeing, the young wildebeest spins around and fights back, landing sharp, powerful kicks that catch the cheetah off guard. Once again, nature reminds us, sometimes bravery and well-timed resistance can overcome even the fastest hunter on Earth. At the edge of the sun-scorched savanna, a group of cheetahs lies hidden in the tall grass, motionless, like shadows. No rush, no noise, just pure patience. Their sharp eyes lock onto a herd of grazing wildebeest, completely unaware that danger is only a few steps away. When a young calf strays from the group, it triggers the signal. One cheetah bolts out like lightning, slamming into its target with a powerful strike to the throat. The calf struggles, but it's already too late. Seconds later, the rest of the cheetahs emerge, working in sync like a flawless hunting machine, sealing off every escape route. No growls, no wasted motion. Every move is cold, precise, and instinctual. The hunt ends in eerie silence, a deadly performance in the wild, where survival is written in speed, strategy, and relentless patience. With a swift, powerful strike, the cheetah takes down a young wildebeest, clamping its throat with razor-sharp teeth, giving the calf no time to react. Almost instantly, another cheetah appears from the opposite side, closing the trap with a perfect pincer move. It seems like the end. The calf is cornered, all escape routes gone. But then something unexpected happens. Its whole body surges forward in a desperate run, every step fueled by the thinnest thread of hope. On the scorched plains of the savanna, a herd of wildebeest grazes peacefully, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. Hidden in the tall grass, a cheetah watches closely, its cold eyes locked onto a young calf that strayed from the group, distracted and vulnerable. Then, in a flash, the cheetah springs forward like a coiled spring, launching into a high-speed sprint. Within seconds, it closes the gap and strikes from behind with a lightning-fast pounce, throwing the calf off balance. Almost at the same moment, other cheetahs emerge from different directions, moving in perfect sync as if following a well-rehearsed plan. The trap tightens. Every escape route disappears. Panicked, the young wildebeest tries to flee, but it's already too late. In an instant, it's brought down by sharp claws and a fatal bite. The attack ends quickly, cold, brutal, and terrifyingly efficient. A flawless moment in the wild, where life and death are decided in just a few short seconds. Across the vast grasslands of the African savanna, wildebeests symbolize endurance and herd unity. Thousands move together across dry terrain, constantly searching for water and fresh grazing land. But their journey is anything but safe. Hidden in the brush or perched in the trees, leopards watch their every move. They don't rush in, they wait for the right moment. A calf straying from the herd or a weak one falling behind. Wildebeests may be fast and tough, but even a split second of carelessness can turn fatal. In a land where survival is a second-by-second battle, every encounter between predator and prey is intense, and sometimes life is decided in an instant. From a shallow, rocky den, a leopard slipped out like a shadow. Its eyes locked onto a young antelope, busy grazing, unaware of the danger behind it. The leopard crouched low, moving in total silence, then suddenly sprang forward. The calf bolted in panic, but just as the final strike was about to land, the mother charged in like a storm. Head down, sharp horns aimed, she struck hard and fast. Caught off guard, the leopard backed off, then turned and fled. Once again, a mother's fierce defense saved her young from the claws of death. Pressed against a rocky ledge, the leopard stayed perfectly still, blending into the landscape with its spotted coat. Its cold eyes tracked every move of a young wildebeest, unknowingly drifting closer. There was no rush, only patience. Then, as the calf passed by, the leopard exploded from its hiding spot like a bolt of lightning. One flawless pounce brought the prey down before it even knew what hit it. The ambush ended in seconds, leaving the leopard with a hard-earned meal won through patience and deadly precision. On the dry, dusty plains, the air was thick with tension during a high-speed chase. A leopard sprinted at incredible speed, closing in on a wildebeest running for its life. In just moments, the leopard launched a powerful pounce, slamming the prey into the dirt. Without hesitation, it went straight for the neck, the most vital spot. The wildebeest struggled, but exhaustion took over fast. The chase ended in a clean, decisive win for the skilled predator. High in the dense canopy, a leopard watched silently, eyes locked on a herd of wildebeest moving below. It spotted a calf that had strayed from the group, a perfect target. Without hesitation, the leopard launched from the tree like a shadow, diving at terrifying speed. Faced with such bold resistance, the leopard backed off and leapt back into the tree, ending the hunt empty-handed. On the vast open plains, a herd of wildebeest grazed peacefully, unaware of the danger nearby. Hidden in the thick brush, a group of leopards moved in silent, calculated, each step bringing them closer without a sound. When the moment was right, they burst out like dark arrows, sending the herd into a panic. But the coordinated attack quickly formed a deadly trap. One wildebeest, separated from the group, fought back in desperation, but it was no match. The leopard's speed and strength brought it down fast. The hunt ended in seconds, leaving the prey behind as a hard-earned meal for the hungry pack. Deep within the forests and African savannas, where every day is a brutal fight for survival, two unlikely rivals often cross paths, the baboon and the leopard. Baboons are intelligent primates that live in large, tight-knit troops with strong social bonds and impressive coordination. Always alert, they scan the skies and listen to the ground, ready to sound the alarm at the first sign of danger. But lurking in the shadows is a silent predator, the leopard. A solitary hunter, lightning fast and deadly with every strike. With cold, focused eyes and a flexible body built for ambush, the leopard waits for the perfect moment to attack, usually when the troop drops its guard or a young baboon strays too far. The clash between baboon intelligence and leopard instinct is a high-stakes battle of wits, where even a second of carelessness can cost a life. The leopard boldly charges into the baboon troop, targeting a young one. It seems like an easy kill until things take a turn. The baboons don't run. Instead, they unite, screaming and attacking from all sides. Sharp teeth, claws, and furious cries fuel a fierce counterattack. Overwhelmed, the leopard is forced to flee toward the nearby forest. But the baboons don't back off. They chase it down, determined to punish the intruder. Hidden in the tall grass, the leopard waits in silence, eyes locked onto a baboon that strayed from the troop. As the baboon runs past, the leopard bursts out, staying low and fast, then strikes with perfect precision. The takedown is over in seconds. A sharp cry echoes from the bushes, stopping the entire troop in their tracks. They rush back to help, but it's too late. The leopard has already made the kill, leaving behind the helpless screams of the baboons. The leopard quietly moves toward the stream, entering territory claimed by a troop of baboons. It's thirsty, but the sounds from the baboons catch its attention. As it lowers its head to drink, the baboons quickly spot the intruder. Without hesitation, the whole troop charges in, screaming loudly and showing no fear. Outnumbered and overwhelmed by the chaos, the leopard abandons its drink and retreats, forced to leave the baboon's territory. The leopard creeps forward, each step light as air. Its eyes lock onto a baboon, too focused on foraging to notice the danger closing in. Just a few meters away, the leopard explodes into action. With raw power and pinpoint accuracy, it charges like lightning. The baboon barely lets out a cry before being slammed to the ground. In that split second, the hunter takes full control. The leopard wins, turning the baboon into its next meal in the unforgiving wild. We just witnessed some unbelievable attacks from a leopard. If you enjoy wild animal stories and want to see more intense life and death battles, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any part of this amazing journey through nature.